It's 6:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Police arrested two boys after they allegedly tried to break into a grocery store at Ellamore Vale. Police say the pair used a steel bar to try and get into the Crowdis Road store just after 12:30 this morning, but fled when the alarm went off. A police dog later tracked them down to nearby bushland. They've both been officially cautioned under the Young Offenders Act and released to the custody of their parents. Newcastle residents are lobbying council to reconsider the sale of 6 blocks of community land at New Lambton. An open day is being organised by local resident Gordon Patterson on Friday afternoon before council reconsiders the rezoning decision later this month. Newcastle Greens councillor Therese Doyle is encouraging the residents to lobby council to stop the sell-off.
The residents of New Lambton have gotten themselves organised to have a get-together among the residents themselves, all the neighbours that normally use it on a Friday, and the councillors. They've invited the councillors to come along, which I think is a great thing. It's a pity that the council itself had not organised a visit.
Lake Macquarie Council has done a backflip on its sea level rise policy after it gave the green light to a housing development at Dora Creek. Council staff had originally urged the project be refused amid fears about sea level rise and the flood risk, but the 3-storey complex has now been approved. North Lake Macquarie children under 5 years of age will be offered blood lead level testing. The results will become part of a new survey analysing the levels of lead in children's blood since the closure of the Pasminco Cockle Creek smelter in 2003. Hunter New England health physician Craig Dalton says next year's test will offer parents and carers peace of mind.
It'll be promoted quite heavily early next year, and there'll probably be about a 2-week period where people will be able to get a free blood lead test and then just know if there is a problem or not.
More than $4 million has been spent on improving firefighting facilities in the Hunter. A major refurbishment of the fire station at Cardiff will be officially unveiled today, while a brand new $1.9 million station will be opened at Salamander Bay this morning. The station has room for 2 fire engines and enough space to stage other fire crews in the event of a major bushfire, as well as office space, training areas and a gym. The Newcastle Museum will welcome people through their doors today with an exhibit dedicated to the 25th anniversary of the city's 1989 earthquake. Earthquake Then and Now will focus on the personal stories of a number of people who experienced the 5.6 magnitude shock on December 28, which claimed 14 lives, and was shown in the region's media a quarter of a century ago. Museum Deputy Director Julie Baird says the show is a tribute to the resilience of Novocastrians.
Every single one of the 25 people in the exhibition, I couldn't believe how brave and resilient everyone was. People just picked up and kept going. And I think that that's sort of a sign of what Newcastle is like.
Briefly, 2 men charged over the gang bashing of 2 police officers at Shoal Bay last month have pleaded not guilty in court. And Chairman of the Parliamentary Inquiry into Newcastle Planning Decisions, Fred Nile, is urging the government to use some of the proceeds from the proposed lease of poles and wires to build light rail in the city as soon as possible if it remains intent on cutting the rail line at Wickham on Boxing Day. Updating sport, after playing second fiddle to Mark Birighitti for the past 2 seasons, Jets goalkeeper Ben Kennedy is more prepared than ever to secure the highly coveted position. Overcoming a spate of injuries, the homegrown talent produced a crucial save in the 87th minute of Sunday's F3 derby. Going off contract at the end of the season, the 27-year-old says he's determined to cement his spot in the team. On the fairway, Belmont touring professional Nick Flanagan will end the longest break in his 10-year career when he tees off at the New South Wales PGA Championship on Thursday. The focus has instead been on rehabilitation after undergoing surgery on his left thumb, precluding him from training for 2 months. Flanagan will be hoping for a top 10 finish to qualify for next week's Australian PGA Championship on the Gold Coast. And Merewether Surfboard Club's Morgan Sibilik and Danielle Hancock will have a second shot at the Australian Junior Surfing titles after finishing 3rd and 4th respectively in their opening round heats. To RFM News Time 26 to 7.